Good morning, baseball fans. Welcome back to the channel. The wild card race is really starting to heat up, and we're going to jump into recapping the games from Sunday, September 19th. We got about 7 of them. But yeah, we're just going to jump into it. Last night we did the MLB Power Rankings football season, week 2, pretty much in the books now. So did a preview show for that, and now we're doing the wild card games review. First game of the night, Indians 11, Yankees 1. And Garrett Cole was on the mound, so the Yankees were in pretty confident shape heading into the game, but he got beat up. Cleveland Indians ended up getting 16 hits, 11 runs. Jose Ramirez his 31st. Perez his 7th home run of the season. Both those coming off of Garrett Cole. Jose Ramirez a 4-hit, 3 RBI night. We have Chang with a 3-hit night. The Yankees just got put in their place. Urshela had the only run for the Yankees, a solo shot, but it was far too late because Garrett Cole went 5.2, giving up 10 hits, 7 earned runs, 7 Ks, and a couple of home runs. Will Morgan on the other side, 6 innings, pitched 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts. Tough loss for the Yankees, while the other two teams in the race that they're most competing with win, they fall a little bit farther behind. One of those teams, Blue Jays 5, Twins 3, and it was the Blue Jays just piling it on in that first inning. Bo Bichette leading the way with a 2-run shot, his 26th of the season. So he would be the 6th, or he is the 5th player on the Blue Jays team that got 25 home runs. The Twins tried to pull in a little bit. Rosario hit his 3rd in the 7th to bring it as close as 5-3, but that's as close as they'll get, and no one on their team really got going. They only had 4 hits on the night. We had Guerrero Jr., a 3-hit RBI night. He's now sporting that .321 batting average, leading the American League in home runs, batting average. Now it's just RBIs where he's got to get it on. Got to have a tough time of doing that, though. Berrios goes 6.23 earned runs, 6 Ks, playing against his former team, picking up his 12th win of the year. Big win for the Jays as they dismantle and win the series over the weekend against the Twins, and they're holding on to that second wild card spot. Boston 8, Orioles 6, and Boston did what they were supposed to do, and they swept the Orioles out 4-0 pretty early. The Orioles do answer with putting up the 3 spot in the 3rd inning. No home runs coming from the Orioles side, but we do see J.D. Martinez add back to that lead in that 3rd inning. His 27th home run of the season puts him up 5-3 at the time. Both these teams exchanged 3 runs in the 7th. Again, no home runs coming from the Orioles, just generating a couple of guys with multi-hit nights. But it's Mancini and Hayes leading the way with 3 and 2 RBIs respectively. But the Red Sox, they pile it back right away after falling behind 6-5 in that 7th inning. It's the Orioles bullpen falls apart down the stretch yet again, and it's Green getting charged with blown save. Wells gets the start for them, 5 innings pitched, 5 earned runs. And Valdi for the Red Sox goes 5, 3 earned runs, 8 Ks, and the bullpen almost blew it. We see Sawamura get his first blown save of the year. The Red Sox managed to hold on and find a complete sweep of the Baltimore Orioles over the weekend. They have one of the easier schedules down the stretch, so got to be pretty excited for that. They're holding on to that top wild card spot. Mariners aren't going away just quite yet. They're picking up a nice win here, 7-1, and they're at least maintaining. I think they're 3.5, maybe 4 games. I believe it's 3.5. We'll get to the standings in a minute, but they just piled it on early and often. Kelenic continues to be hot. He had a 3-hit, 3 RBI night, and by the end of the season, all said and done, he might get that average above 200. 13th home run of the season coming for him, and by then they piled on a 5-0 lead. We see Bowers hit another one as well, his 4th of the season coming in that same 3rd inning, so back-to-back solo shots for those two guys, and that pretty much carries it. Gilbert goes 7, 1 earned run, 5 Ks, and Kawa 4 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, giving up a couple of home runs in that 3rd inning. This American League West getting very hot. We have one more team who manages to keep the win streak going. I believe that's 5 wins in a row now for the Athletics. And they walk it off in the 10th after blowing it in the 9th originally. Bottom of the ninth, they're up 2-0 after putting up 2 early runs, with Gomes hitting his 14th and Chapman his 26th, giving them a 2-0 lead early in the game. Angels play spoiler, scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the ninth to force extras. However, the A's find a way to generate a run while shutting the door by Trevino of the Angels. Ohtani goes 8 2-earned runs and 10 Ks. Only blemishes those 2 solo shots, whereas Montez goes 7 0 runs, 7 Ks. It's do or die for the A's right now. They got to keep winning, and they are doing that to stay in the race. And this American League is getting very tense. As we know, the wild card race is pretty much all we're dealing with in this. We got the division leaders all hanging it up pretty good. Boston, 5 wins in a row now, holding a 1-game cushion over the Toronto Blue Jays, who have gone 7-3 over the last 10, but even past that, they had a huge win streak. The Jays have been one of the hotter teams across the league and sporting the strongest run differential in the race. Yankees now lost 2 in a row, dropping 1.5 games back, and it's not going to get much easier for them other than they are playing Texas, so they should be able to maintain a little bit of pace. Boston's starting a new series against the Mets. Jays playing Tampa Bay, one of the tougher ones, and we see Oakland and Seattle basically playing for supremacy over these next couple of days. They're playing each other, and if Seattle loses the series, we can pretty much X them off the playoff race. So that's what we got going on in the American League. But let's not forget the National League is going just as crazily. Dodgers pretty much trying to put an end to the Reds' hopes and still sticking around in the National League West division race, getting out 6-0 early off of the bats of Will Smith hitting his 25th, Lux his 7th, and Seager his 10th. All those home runs coming in the first 3 innings. And Corey Seager leading the way with a 2-hit, 3 RBI night, and Lux a 3-hit, 3 RBI night. Bottom of the lineup getting it done for the Dodgers. The Reds did bring it as close as 6-4, and before the Dodgers put up a couple more in the 9th, and that was pretty much it. Friedel hits his first career home run, and Votto hits his 31st coming in that 9th inning, trying to bring them close, but they just couldn't do it. Wade Miley now back-to-back starts where he struggled. He went 3 innings, pitched 6 earned runs, giving up 3 home runs, which Kershaw goes 5, 1 earned run, 10 Ks, getting the win, getting his team in that division race lead, and the Reds just falling a little bit further out of the playoff race. Moving along, just another big game on the night. Cardinals 8, Padres 7, and the Cardinals complete the complete sweep of the Padres, which just sends them in a hurting situation. Cardinals were holding onto that wild card spot coming into the weekend. Padres were super close, having fallen way out from where they were at one point, and the Padres just fall apart here. And it all starts in the first inning. Jake Arrieta on the mound, and the Cardinals put up 5 right off the bat. No home runs coming from them the entire game. They just generated runs, multiple hits from Goldschmidt, Arenado, Sosa, and it's the middle bottom part of their lineup getting the RBIs with Bader, Sosa, and Carlson all sporting 2 throughout the game. Padres, they do put up 3 in the middle innings before the Cardinals add another 2 in the 5th. And it's pretty much 8-5 going into the late 8th inning, and that's it. The Padres put up 3, and they fall 1 run short of anything. Jake Arrieta only gets 1 out before giving up 4 earned runs, 5 runs total. Not great. The rotation for the Padres really letting them down over the course of the season. J.A. Happ goes 4, 3 earned runs, giving up a couple of strikeouts. And Gallegos goes in for his 10th save of the season. Cardinals are flying high right at the perfect time of the season. Whoever's in the wild card match against them has got to be a little bit worried. It could be the Giants. They're holding on to a 1-game lead now. And it's Eddie Rosario who carries the load for the Braves in this game. They win 3-0 over the past 2 games. The Giants were only able to score 2 runs, but they did manage to win one. Eddie Rosario hits for the cycle. Home run coming in that 7th inning right after Duvall hits his 36th home run of the season, a 2-run shot. Rosario answers right after with a solo shot of his own, already going hot. Max Fried goes 7-0 and runs 5 Ks. He is heating up. The Braves are heating up just in time for the playoffs as well. Sclafani goes 206 Ks. So the Giants are kind of like been mediocre getting ready for the playoffs, so it's a little bit of concern with the Dodgers so hot on their tail. Last game of the night was also the Sunday nighter. Mets 3, Phillies 2, and the Phillies really, they needed to find a win here. They were up 2-0 about halfway through, and it's the bottom of the 5th where the Mets put up 2 runs of their own, just generating a couple of runs when Domingo Smith hits a nice double in there to knock home 2 runs, and they tied up 2-2. And then we see McNeil hit a solo shot in the 7th inning, which is all they need, and it gets them done. And that's when Gibson gets charged with a loss, going 6.2, 300 runs, 9 Ks, and it's that home run being the difference. Gibson has not really picked up the win since coming to Philadelphia. Rich Hill goes 4.2, 200 runs, 7 Ks. The bullpen comes in, and Diaz, his 30th save of the season for the Mets, believe it or not. And the Mets, they don't quite get the spoiler here. And if we go look at the wild card race now, of course, let's look at the divisions first, because those are kind of the more important ones. With the Braves win, now the Phillies lose. They're now 2 games back in the division race. Milwaukee, of course, pretty much got it clinched. And then we have the Dodgers now 1 game back from the Giants. Still 2 weeks to go. Every team has about 15 games or so in the wild card race. We got the Cardinals now sporting a 3-game cushion. So really, it's the Reds who have the best chance of catching them now. And it's the Reds' only chance of making the playoffs. We have Philly, who's 3.5 back. They're technically closer to winning their division. And then the Padres are 3.5. Their only shot is the wild card as well. But there you have it. The wild card race continues to heat up, and we're going to be looking at this all season long for the next 2 weeks before the playoffs start. Hope you guys are here for the action. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we will see you guys out there for that next video. Thanks for watching. Peace out.